Every single day, this facility churns out over 5 million crispy bites of pure chicken perfection. From golden nuggets to juicy fried chicken, tender sandwiches to crunchy popcorn pieces, it's a high-speed ballet of machines, batter, and sizzling oil. Inside the factory, seasoned fillets are dipped, flipped, fried, and flash frozen in seconds flat, ready to hit fast food chains across the country. But how do they keep every bite tasting exactly the same? And what surprising twist in the process ensures that perfect crunch every time? Stick around because the answer is far from what you'd expect. Under the bright glare of stainless steel and fluorescent lights, an enormous delivery truck rumbles up to the rear gates of a poultry processing facility in the southern United States. It's one of hundreds that arrive here each week, each trailer packed with crates of raw, chilled chicken, freshly processed at regional farms, and destined to become the nation's favorite crispy indulgences. This particular facility, located just outside Atlanta, Georgia, processes over 120,000 pounds of chicken every single day. That's enough to supply restaurants, supermarkets, and fast food chains across dozens of states. Most of the poultry used in American production is sourced from large-scale farms spread across states like Arkansas, Georgia, and Alabama, regions that dominate global chicken exports. The birds are raised in climate-controlled environments, fed high-protein grain blends, and carefully monitored for growth. By the time they reach their optimal weight, usually between 5 and 7 pounds, they're sent at centralized processing plants. The raw meat from these operations doesn't sit around for long. Within hours, it's packed into refrigerated containers and shipped to manufacturing plants like this one, where it undergoes a meticulous transformation. At the receiving dock, each shipment is logged, weighed, and inspected before being moved into chilled storage bays. Food safety is paramount. Any deviation in temperature, even by a few degrees, can lead to contamination or spoilage. From here, the real work begins. Conveyor belts transport the meat into a massive pre-processing room where it's unloaded, unboxed, and sorted by cut and quality. Some portions are bound for sandwich patties, others for bone-in products, and the rest will be diced, minced, or shaped into those familiar bite-sized pieces. For chicken nuggets and popcorn-style products, the meat undergoes an initial grinding process. Powerful mechanical grinders, each capable of processing over 2,000 pounds of meat per hour, blend breast and thigh meat into a consistent mixture. This blend is essential for achieving that signature texture, soft, juicy, and uniform with every bite. To keep the meat at the ideal temperature, the grinders operate in chilled environments, often around 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Maintaining this cold chain is one of the biggest challenges in poultry production, especially during high-volume runs. Once ground, the meat is mixed with a precise combination of seasoning, binding agents, and in some cases, vegetable starches to enhance texture and moisture retention. This part of the process varies depending on the product being made. Nuggets, for example, often require a firmer mix that can hold its shape when formed. Sandwich patties, on the other hand, might include additional herbs, salt solutions, or even a light marinade to replicate a freshly breaded taste. The next machine in the line is a high-speed former. Think of it as an industrial cookie cutter with turbocharged precision. Using compressed air and hydraulic pressure, the machine presses the meat mixture into preset molds, shaping everything from classic round nuggets to more playful forms popular in kids' meals. These machines can stamp out over 2,000 units per minute. Despite the speed, they're finely tuned to maintain consistent weight and thickness, ensuring that every product cooks evenly later down the line. Now formed, the products travel via chilled conveyors to the battering and breading station. This is where the magic really starts to happen. Each item is passed through a curtain of liquid batter, followed by a tumble through golden breadcrumbs or seasoned flour. For fried chicken and popcorn variants, the coating may involve a double bread process. First dipped in a seasoned slurry, then rolled through a coarse breading blend to achieve that unmistakable crunch. In the past, this step was entirely manual, performed by workers dipping and dredging chicken pieces one by one. Today, it's almost fully automated, though a team of quality control specialists still monitors every batch, ensuring the coating sticks correctly and the consistency remains high. Once breaded, the items either head to the fryer or into a flash freezer, depending on the product. Fried chicken and sandwiches are usually par-cooked in industrial fryers. These stainless steel tanks, filled with oil heated to over 350 degrees Fahrenheit, can cook thousands of pieces every hour. The flash frying process seals in flavor while creating the first layer of crispness, ready to be finished later in a commercial oven or deep fryer at the point of sale. In contrast, items like nuggets may bypass the fryer at this stage and instead go straight to freezing. Cryogenic tunnels, cooled with liquid nitrogen or carbon dioxide, lower the product's temperature from piping hot to below zero in a matter of minutes. It takes just under 45 minutes from the moment raw meat enters the facility to the moment it's packaged into its final form. But before that happens, every batch is subjected to rigorous testing. Samples are pulled for microbiological screening, weight checks, and coating adhesion tests. Machines equipped with metal detectors and X-ray scanners inspect for bone fragments, wire bristles, or other foreign material. Common risks in high-volume meat processing. These precautions stem not just from regulatory requirements, but also from hard-learned lessons across the industry. In the mid-20th century, the chicken products we now take for granted were a rarity. Fried chicken was a Sunday treat, often prepared at home. Nuggets didn't even exist until the early 1960s, when Dr. Robert C. Baker, a food science professor at Cornell University, invented a method for binding ground poultry into uniform shapes. His innovation helped revolutionize school lunches and fast food menus alike, paving the way for today's billion-dollar industry. It wasn't until the 1980s, however, that major fast food chains began mass-producing and marketing these items to the public. The result was explosive. By the year 2000, chicken consumption in the United States had surpassed beef for the first time in history. Today, global production of processed poultry products exceeds 60 million tons annually. The United States leads the charge, producing over 20 million tons a year, with Brazil, China, and the European Union close behind. These regions are also home to some of the world's largest food manufacturers, whose factories often operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A single production line in a facility like Tyson Foods or Pilgrim's Pride can churn out over 1 million chicken portions per day. Transporting that volume requires a vast logistics network. Most factories are located within 100 miles of their poultry suppliers, ensuring freshness and reducing emissions. Trucks are equipped with tracked, refrigerated trailers that maintain optimal temperatures during transit. For international exports, such as U.S. frozen nuggets shipped to Asia, product must be carefully packed, containerized, and loaded onto ships within strict time frames to meet health and shelf life standards. The process is streamlined but highly sensitive to disruption. A delay at the border, a port backlog, or even a shift in feed prices can ripple through the supply chain, pushing costs up for everyone. Speaking of cost, producing a single nugget costs between 8 and 15 cents, depending on the region, feed prices, and energy use. Oil, in particular, represents a huge recurring expense, both for frying and for cleaning machinery. Even a 1-cent increase in the cost of sunflower or canola oil can cost large producers hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. Labor costs also vary dramatically. In the United States, many factories rely on a combination of human workers and automation to keep pace with demand. While machines handle grinding, forming, and frying, human staff manage inspections, quality control, and maintenance. Training and retaining these workers has become a growing challenge in recent years, particularly following the disruptions caused by the global pandemic. Another challenge is sustainability. With demand showing no signs of slowing down, major food producers are under pressure to cut waste, reduce packaging, and minimize environmental impact. Some facilities now recycle fryer oil into biofuel while others have invested in solar energy or heat recovery systems that reuse warmth from fryers to power other parts of the plant. Innovations like these are helping bring down the carbon footprint of processed poultry, though it's a long journey ahead. Consumer preferences are also shifting. While traditional fried products still dominate in the United States, air-fried and oven-ready alternatives are gaining ground, especially among younger and health-conscious buyers. In response, factories have adapted their equipment to handle lower oil cooking methods, alternative breadings like gluten-free or whole grain, and even plant-based imitations made to resemble chicken. Some lines now switch between animal and plant production with only a few hours of sanitation in between, a feat that would have been unthinkable 2 decades ago. Despite these changes, the core process has remained surprisingly consistent. Source quality poultry, prepare it with care, cook it quickly and safely, and get it out the door while it's still at its peak. From a family-sized box of tenders to a stadium's worth of popcorn chicken buckets, it all traces back to this fast-moving, carefully orchestrated ballet of steel, heat, ice, and precision. What began as a simple innovation in a university food lab has grown into one of the most influential food products of modern times. Whether it's the satisfying crunch of fried chicken on a sandwich bun, the soft center of a nugget dunked in sauce, or the snackable appeal of popcorn-style bites, these factory-made items continue to evolve with each passing year. They're more than just fast food, they're a snapshot of how our tastes, technologies, and economies intersect on a global scale. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into how some of your favorite crispy classics are made. From chicken nuggets and fried chicken to juicy sandwiches and bite-sized popcorn chicken, it's incredible to see just how much precision, machinery, and care go into making the foods we enjoy every day. And there's always more to uncover behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps more people discover these fascinating factory journeys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss out on the next mouth-watering episode. And we'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to pick? Nuggets, fried chicken, a spicy sandwich, or popcorn chicken? Or is there another food production process you're dying to see next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every one, and your ideas often inspire the next video. And if you're still hungry for more factory secrets, check out the next video on screen now. It's packed with even more behind-the-scenes magic from the world of food. See you there!